to the Dancing Oracle with Najia for another pop up live stream with the subject matter on the psychic and spiritual realm. You can ask me anything about that. Um, I'm here in Haverford, PA, walking over near Haverford College with beautiful grounds. But in the meantime, I'm going to walk around the park here and talk about some of the things, comments that I got in the last live stream after it was posted. We had some people that joined late and missed some of it and then caught little bits. And we had one person was asking about the difference between angels and guides and what it's like to experience that as a psychic medium. And by the way, if you're here, oh, hi, Rishine. Thank you for joining the chat, sweetie. You know, I see sometimes there's some section, I apologize, in my channel, and I can't really get any help from YouTube because I don't have enough subscribers to get live help. Phone assistance, you need 100,000 subscribers. And there's some section with a community, and you're commenting in this community area. And most of the time, when I try to comment, I can read everyone's comment, but I can't comment, and I don't know why. So I just want to let you know I am reading your comments. And when I signed up for allowing community posts or something like that, I think that community post is more for you to communicate with each other in the community, more so than me. Right? And that's somehow it's hooked up to my page. It's not where I personally post my community posts. It's more like another area of YouTube where it's my community and you can all make friends with each other or comment on each other's, comments and things like that. I think that's what that's made for. But, again, I haven't gotten my plaque yet. Once I get the plaque with 100,000 subscribers, I got a long way to go. I can call up YouTube and they can give me assistance on anything. But for now, I just kind of do what I do the best I can until I reach that 100,000 subscriber. Maybe sometime in the future I can get help, from YouTube. Because I kind of need phone help. I'm not very good at typing. I have a lot of physical issues and have had surgery, so I apologize. I'm more a speaker, in the moment. I can read and speak and comment that way, but I won't comment in the comments. I'll just acknowledge I read your comment because it is very painful after a while and my hands cease to work. So anyway, that's why I like doing the live streams. I can read your comments. Hi, Blue Beanie. Hi, Bob. Yeah, so cardboard house and crafts. Wow. What number? I don't know what you mean, number, please. Anyway, today's live stream is, as always, all my live streams lately are your questions about the spiritual realm. Now, I know, Bob, you had commented about what, in the last video. I saw your comment about the difference between angels and guides, or what was that experience like. If you want to elaborate, yeah, if you want to elaborate, um, I'll try to answer you in detail here. But I think you were trying to say, well, what's it feel like when I'm experiencing that? I guess because there is a big difference. It's a very big difference. So when the guides come in, I have to really stretch myself. It feels like it's actually it's it's like I'm torn, between being on Earth and being in another dimension, and it really stretches me, and I like to hold that connection, and it's exhausting. It's exhausting. Oh my God, because I have to constantly stretch my energy to hear clairaudiently or to feel, because the guys will come in and they will take hold of my body, and they'll put like electric shocks and chills, different sensations in different chakra areas. And those chakra areas will have a lot to do with the person I'm reading for. It will give me some insight. And when they're doing the electric shocks, it's, you know, it's kind of one of the reasons I'd rather do readings by phone than in person, because I do look like I'm being shocked. And it feels embarrassing and it throws me off. Because it's pretty powerful. And I do wonder if it is contributing to bad health. So after this round, I'm going to limit my readings, how many I do per week, because, and concentrate more on my art, which I need to do anyway, because it is overpowering. It really, really, really is, to connect to other people's guides, right? Now, connecting to my guides is pleasant, is very pleasant. It is not a stretch. It's a little bit of a stretch, slightly. It's a connection. I don't know. It's more natural. It doesn't bother me. It feels good. Like connecting to my guides feels good. Okay? Connecting to other people's guides and also getting into their energy and feeling all the sorrow and pain they're going through. I'm feeling that, and I sometimes get those symptoms in my body. I can tell what health issues people have by what's going on in my body sometimes. The guides will show me. So it is quite an experience. Yeah, but if you're not doing that for other people, you don't have to be afraid of that or worry about it, because when you connect to your higher light beings that are there for you, it feels awesome, right? It feels good, it's natural, it's meditate. People, that's why people, if they can quiet their mind, they like meditation, So that's what that is like. And yeah, there's a big difference, between connecting and cleaning up your own mess and cleaning up someone else's mess. It's really hard to be, in the thick of it. Because I really like to help people alter what they're doing if it's going in a not so great direction. I listen to their guides and they'll show me the short-term outcome and long-term outcome, plus what's going on in the here and now, what's going on energetically. You can get the full story, and it's really amazing. And then from there, I can help people redirect it so they can have a different future. Hi, Nina. So Nina, you finally realized what was going on with the Keanu thing. I'm really glad that you are now woken up and know what's really going on, and you're not going to be a victim anymore, all right? So I finally have my glasses on so I can read your comments because I can't walk and read wear these glasses at the same time. So, and and this person, boxing historian, people like him make, please be respectful in the comments because I'm doing this for free. And I'm not charging people for it. And in the past, I had to have a charge for the live chats because people would come in and make horrible comments and interrupt the flow of all the good things of people who are really seeking to know things from their heart. So don't ruin it for all the other people. I don't want to have to charge. So just leave the chat if you have something nasty to say. Don't ruin it for everybody else. And you have nothing better to do. What the hell's your problem? Go away. So Bob is asking, how do I know the difference between intuition and messages from guides and angels? It's the same. Bob, intuition is a gift. They wrap it up for you. Yeah. Well, angelic can be a little different because you'll feel their presence is different. It's a whole different vibe. But it doesn't matter. if you have intuition, go pay attention to that. You know what I mean? Because it will often defy logic. Test it out. That's how I learned to trust my guidance is when I would listen, I'm like, good things happen, even if it seemed kind of crazy, And when I don't listen, bad things happen. And how do I wind down? It takes a lot out of me. Yeah, I'm able to disconnect quickly most of the time, unless a loved one from the other side came in for somebody else. That can be hard because then I had one client, I thought I was disconnected. And her client twice, because she hired me twice, because she thought all this stuff came true that she didn't think would. And she called me a month later and wanted to tell me and ask for more advice, how to handle the situation. And her former boyfriend on the other side, who was close to her daughter, family, wanted to make his presence known that he was there caring for especially the one daughter that she was concerned about. And he was helping from the other side. And, he came through. He told me all this stuff. And this is not what usually happens. This is maybe 20-30% of the time. So anyone who hires me, I'm more about helping you shift your energy rather than an evidential medium. I am a medium because I work on all these realms, but and I do, pick up people from the other side, but that would not be the main reason to hire me for a reading. Okay, just want to make that clear, because I can't guarantee your loved one will come through. But this person came through, told me what was going on, and then after I even hung up the phone and went in the other room to make tea for myself, the person, I walked in the room and the light went on. There's no way that could happen. It's just crazy. And then it happened again when she contacted me again. The same thing happened a month later. And I just said, please, 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 I know, the first time I said, that's really cool. I will tell so-and-so how that you did this, so she knows it's you, and that you're really there to help her daughter, who you cared about a lot, who like a daughter to you. And but please, it's I like my privacy. you know, I just want my guides and angels in my home and not anybody else's. You know, and I wind down by getting out in nature. Like the next day to clear myself for the next reading or to teach dance or whatever else I have to do. Yeah, Bob, when I do one after the other, and unfortunately, I have been doing one after the other lately because when I made this special sale on sale price, because I had mine discounted already for the, I had like for one of the Zoom and one of the phone readings, I had a discount because you could see how it was cheaper than it should be. But I was discounting because I was trying to, show people like, do that one because that's the one that really helps you. And when I put the sale on sale, which doesn't have a coupon or you can't see it from the website, it's only when you pay that you're like, wow, I got this big discount, extra discount. It screwed up the settings. And, like I have off on Wednesdays typically from reading because I teach dance all day. Like I'm like from early, till late. It's like a long day of teaching dance. And then maybe, running out to get some food because I usually get food for the weekend on Wednesday in between students real quick. But it's hard. So I'm going to have to change that. I was able to adapt my settings a little bit, but I have to really go through them, figure the tech stuff out so that I don't overcrowd myself. Because I have to recover. It's really hard. I want to help people, but then I'm like, man, I have to recover from my health. So it may seem like I'm just talking to you, but no, there's a lot going on. A lot going on when I'm there in that space, connected. So the question you had is, I believe, 2 earth angels. This was back in 2010. I was dealing with my youngest daughter. She was a teenager. I was crying in my car and I got a knock on my window. Oh, wow. Hi, Jan. Hi, Nina, again. Wow, so Bob, that's wild. Yeah, they can physically manifest, like, wake up. I've seen light as far as angels. Bob says, have you ever seen the angels or just build them? I don't know what you mean build them. I've seen light, but I haven't like seen a form, I'd love to see a form. Well, maybe it would scare me. I don't know. Jen says, have you ever seen a ghost? What are your thoughts? Are they stuck here? Yeah, I've had a lot of experience with ghosts. I haven't physically seen them, but I've had a lot of prankster. I don't know if they're a ghost or a prankster spirit. Because a ghost is like an energy that's stuck in this realm. They haven't let go completely, and they'll kind of do repetitive patterns, or they'll guard a house. They don't like the new person in the house, stuff like that. So you know what, like, I've experienced things that I thought were ghosts at the time. Hi, Fairy Parody. For sure ghosts are stuck here. I don't know if it's exactly, all of their soul, but there's definitely a portion stuck. And people get stuck. Like you can kind of almost tell who's going to end up with a ghost type energy when they leave, because they don't learn their lessons and they create a lot of drama in their life, a lot of drama, and they can't seem to get out of their stuck pattern, you know? And then if somebody experiences a lot of trauma, like if they're killed in a traumatic way, like a war, like something really, or murder, I mean, that can be hard for someone, that shock of that. So I am going to be on a ghost show this Sunday. They're filming at my place, and they're filming in Bucks County, in Yardley, PA, at a tavern, an old tavern where there's a lot of ghost activity. And go this way now. But I've had a lot of experience, with like lower level spirits that kind of are a nuisance, and I've had to learn to adjust the channel. Had a lot of crazy experiences. Um, and now that I've have, decades of experience, I think some of the ones, I think most of them weren't ghosts. They were all kinds of things, you know, all kinds of things. So my mother-in-law passed away. Oh yeah, for sure, Rishlane. If you're seeing the 222, that's a sign. That's a sign from her. You know, that's obvious, right? That's like a little hello, and I'm there for you, and I love you. That would be like, I would imagine, that would be like an I love you, hi, I'm there for you, talk to me. Like she can hear you. You may not hear her, it's hard. You have to learn some clairaudience. I have the workshop in November. It was that second Sunday in November, the 15th or 16th. There's still some room left in the clairaudience workshop if you want to learn that. Let me just get my hat. Whoa. It's kind of breezy here. It truly feels like fall. It's really nice out, though. Like a mild fall day. It's because it's sunny. Shakib, hi. And then Jen says, I've seen a ghost in an old 1865 house. He tapped me on the shoulder. I turned around and saw a full Civil War ghost. Oh yeah, freaked me out and left wishing I was brave enough to talk to him. Wow, Jen. Yeah, imagine like that Civil War was brutal. I mean, it's just too much suffering. People go through that. Horrendous amount of suffering and carnage and disrespect for life. It's so bad. It's like it's not necessary. Why don't we have peace? I can't believe we still have all this friggin' war. It's crazy. People wanting to overpower other people, be greedy, and it's horrible. It's just horrible. I don't understand it. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the angelic realm when I experienced the angels. And this is my experience. I don't know if this is across the board, although some of my clients, when their angels came in, I told them, this is what I'm experiencing right now from your angels. And they said, yeah, me too. So when the angels came in for those particular clients, some of the clients and me were experiencing the same exact symptoms. All right. So the rare one which did not happen on my phone calls, but I'll just mention it because it's so amazing, is you hear heavenly music, man. It is, you hear the best compositions, the best musicians on the other side playing something that um, apparently no one else is hearing unless they're also tuned in. Now, I had one client, she told me that one of her children heard one of those angelic compositions just like her at the same time when no one else did. You know, I think it was her son. And but the thing that happens all the time when the angels come in, when I'm in the middle of a reading and the angels want to come in, usually it's the guides come in, you know, and that's kind of what I need every time I do a reading. I need at least some point the guides to come in and, you know, give me a yes or, you know, an acknowledgement of what I'm saying to the client. But the angels don't come in every time. They might be there, but as far as making their presence known and lifting us, it, you know, it's kind of like the deceased. It's like 20-30% of the time, you know. If the deceased loved ones come in, it's not like always, you know, compared to the guides or me tuning in psychically, you know, which is always going to happen. So you've heard me say that, you know, my eyes, my close-up vision is the pits. And my vision's, you know, I'm getting old, my vision's not that great. And I used to have crystal clear vision. I was an art, you know, I made my living in the arts. And so when the angels come in, two things happen. One is my vision is crystal clear. Like I will look around the room and I'm like, wow, everything is so enhanced and sharp and more colorful and kind of more, there's like more light around everything, like almost like a glittery, you know, like really well lit. That's all I can say, really well lit. So the lighting shifts a little bit. Maybe because my vision is so clear, you know? And then it's silent in the room. Like really, you can get into this silence. So even if it's really a lot of cars outside or my neighbor's having a party, you know, like I'll wear a headset when I do my phone readings with people and it will screen out the background noise, but I hear the background noise. But when the angels come in, the background noise is like, it's muffled. I can hear tiny bits of it, but they bring in this silence. And I've often heard about going into the great silence. You know, if you want to connect to spirit, they talk about, like with the angels, like go into that great silence. So that makes sense to me. Yeah. So, I've, you know, as far as seeing them, I don't know if I've seen angels or other spirits, but I've seen light coming in my bedroom and different things, different situations. Don't know what it is exactly. I should ask clairaudiently since I have that gift. But you know, when you're in shock, sometimes you just don't think to ask. It's like, I'm a photographer for years, right? I work in photography as well. I'm like the worst photojournalist. I've been around like so many incredible situations. And you think I would pull my camera out, especially since I have an iPhone, and take a picture or video. I don't know why I don't, because like when I'm witnessing something astounding, I don't think to record it. I don't know. Or, you know, I just don't have that instinct. I'm more like I'm just kind of in a daze, you know? When spectacular occurrences happen. Yeah, I'm trying to see it. So Richland says, my grandma, a month before she passed away, she told me I'm going to be with our Lord next month, and she told this in June, and she going, yeah, Richland, yeah, she told you this in June, she was going in July. So what happens to people before they go to the other side, if they're tuned in, and, if they're feeling like they're making peace, and they know this is inevitable, they're going to get dreams and messages. They're people who, I'd say most people who, like I've experienced when they're ill, when they have a disease and it's progressing rapidly. Those people, their psychic gifts get enhanced. The person who is going to transition to the other side. So their veil is thinning. And they will have contact with friends and relatives on the other side. They'll see them like they're right there in the room. That's happened to me with my dad. And he's like, you can't see so-and-so. And I'm like, no, Daddy. And my uncle Tony, he kept seeing cherubs. And he would laugh. And but they get messages. My dad, after he passed away, he passed away like several years before my mom did. And he came to visit her every night, every day, the week before she passed away. And he would, talk to her and comfort her. And he would cry. I go, Mom, why is Daddy crying? He goes, because he's so sad that I'm in pain. And she goes, but he gives me his light. He gives me his light. And she's like, honey, it feels so good when he gives me his light. It's the best thing. And then she didn't want to talk about it because I think she knew she was going to pass. Even though she was doing pretty well. She had that, that rally. People before they pass, so when they're doing really bad and all of a sudden they do really well, they call it they rally. They get that last bit of life a week or so before they go on the other side. Oh yeah, Baba, you've been in Pennsylvania. People are afraid to leave their town in the farthest. Yeah, I know people like that. They won't go in, like city people won't go into the suburbs. Some city people, they only go in the city. They don't go anywhere else. And the suburban people won't go in the city unless they're forced to because of work. And some people just never went to another state. It's ridiculous. And Bastos Rajbir, you got vertigo because I don't know what that means. From karma shaking, I don't know what that means. Oh wow, so Rich Lane, so she passed away earlier in March when Code Blue and saw everybody and Jesus, and then she came back. Wow, so she had an NDE before she eventually passed. That's fantastic. So there's proof. There's proof of the other side. And that's most of our existence is the other side. We're just so focused here. And anyway, I'm gonna have to end this live stream soon. My hand, I got a special pole to make it more comfortable, but I'm losing my ability to hold the phone, even though I have a special gripper thing. So it was really nice to tune in with you. I'm glad you got to join and learn some things about the other side, and learn to tune in yourself if you can just not be afraid of it. Just turn your dial if you get crazy spirits and ghosts. Just turn the dial, tune in the old radio station in. Change the channel, You can do it mentally. If you get something you don't want, you know, because you're the receiver. You know what I'm saying? You can turn it off or you can turn the channel, either one. You don't have to be open to that, whatever you don't want to be open to. And you can open yourself with training, you know, with cultivation, with persistence. You can open yourself up to be a really good receiver for things behind the veil. Because there's so much help there. There's so much wisdom from the higher realms. So you want to have it, you know? Why miss out? It helps you navigate this planet. And we're going through a lot of changes right now, as you can tell. We're going to need the help. So that's why I'm doing these live streams. And that is also why I'm doing the workshops to teach you how to do it yourself. All right, take care, everybody. Thank you. Oh, make sure you all hit that like button. Bye.